Good Thursday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel. It is April 6th. It's a Thursday, what I like to call a little Friday. Good morning here, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. We'll talk about how Ace and I are going to help you with some weather radios tomorrow. More on that in just a minute. Yesterday, I think we kind of dodged another bullet. There was severe weather around us. There were a couple of tornado warnings that came out, and they're going to look at the one cell that was up there toward Metro Louisville today. And then there was one back in Western Kentucky that they're going to look at and determine if it was straight line winds or a tornado. But I think the evidence is going to show in both cases that there was at least a weak tornado or two that showed up yesterday. Here's the thing, we've cooled off a lot and we're still getting rain. Here's a look at the radar as of 5 a.m. on this Thursday morning. The coverage is starting to condense a little bit more. The cold front is right now sitting right on top of Bowling Green and Southern Kentucky this morning. That's the front that is going to come through and put an end to any shower activity that we're seeing this morning. There's no thunderstorms. There's nothing out there that's severe weather. All of that is gone now. Weather stick, as you see, is blue. Everything is back to normal. The only thing is when you get up this morning and you head out, you're going to find a lot of water on the roadways. Just slow down, take it easy. There's probably some standing water on some of the roadways, and we didn't really have that much in the way of flooding. We thought we were going to get this thing slowing down enough to where it would cause just rain, just heavy rain, just running over the same areas over and over, and that would have caused some flooding, but it put a little bit of a rise in some of the creeks and streams, but not enough to warrant any kind of flood advisories or anything like that. You still see rain coming up from Middle Tennessee into Southern Kentucky, but as that front continues to push eastward, then the rains will gradually come to an end as we go through the day. But it's going to stay cloudy. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of any sun today. Leftover clouds are going to be with us, low clouds through the day. With the cooler temperatures, it makes sense that we're not going to see much in the way of any kind of sunshine today, and maybe even not that much tomorrow, just because of in wake of that system, we're going to keep the cooler, low clouds. It's pretty common with this kind of system where you've got so much moisture and the dry air has a hard time working its way down to the ground and scouring out the clouds. We may see some of that tomorrow, but today I just think we're going to stay mainly cloudy with these showers during the first half of the day, especially. And there you see the 10-day blender, only about 53 today. That's it. We were, should I even tell you what our high was yesterday? You don't want to hear it, do you? Oh, you do? Okay. 86. It's crazy. 86 degrees. Now, that was not a record, but like the day before, it was only 2 degrees shy of the all time record of 88 set back in 1929. Crazy. So we go from 86 to 53 today. Mm. That's quite a that's quite a swing. By the way, that 86 was 19 degrees warmer than where we're supposed to be for this time of the year, which is 67. And we picked up 38 hundredths of an inch of rain yesterday before midnight, but that doesn't count everything that's fallen after midnight and very early this morning. We'll look at that in with the Mesonet stations here in a minute. Rest of the 10-day blender, you can see it. It stair steps up. So we go from 53 to near 60 tomorrow, 63 on Saturday, Sunday near 70, 70, 72, 76, 79, and the 80s return. You know, rad, man. 80s. Cool. Groovy. No, that's 60s and 70s. What am I talking about? I don't want to talk like a valley girl when I say 80s. That's what 80s remind me of. But anyway, the 80s that you hear on Sam 100.7. There you go. We cover all of that right there, except for the 50s part. But anyway, so you see, every single day we just step up a little more, a little more, a little more. The days are getting longer, the nights getting shorter as now we're into spring. And so naturally, the recovery is not going to be a cool one, it's going to be a warm one. And much warmer temperatures are headed our direction. So there you go. Rain chances, yeah, there's going to be some in there. You know they are. All right, let's go to the mesonet this morning and we'll check a couple of things here, not only temperature, but rainfall and total rainfall from this event as it came through. Here's a look at the current temperatures as of 5 a.m. Kentucky Mesonet from Western Kentucky University, where the front has yet to move through. Eastern Kentucky is still in the 60s. But now we start to see 50s, even some 40s, upper 40s, to near 50 back in Western Kentucky. So it's not a big cool down. In fact, probably the mid 50s is where we're going to land as far as the highest temperature for the day. And then the temperatures will kind of come down just a few degrees off of that into the low 50s this afternoon. It's not going to get cold, but compared to the 86 that we had yesterday, it's going to feel chilly. It's going to feel chilly, and we'll get down into the 40s for overnight lows tonight, about mid 40s. So it's not going to get cold, but it's just going to feel chilly. All right, let's look at, let's go with the past 24 hours on rainfall to see what we ended up with. And we thought we would get 1 to 2 inches or more, but we just didn't. It just, all of the energy, and thankfully so, all the energy with this system went south and west, and in some cases even north. So we did not pick up the amount of rain, nor did we get the severe weather that we had looked at possibly happening. We had a cap of warm air. It was so warm that cap of warm air kept thunderstorms from developing ahead of the system. And so, therefore, all the energy was spent elsewhere. We ended up not getting the really bad stuff or even the heavy rain, as you see here, close to an inch in places like Tompkinsville, Monroe County, over toward Scottsville and Allen County. You see 3/4, half inch, 6/10, 7/10. That's down in Franklin. In Simpson County, about a half inch over in Butler County, Morgantown. I don't see anybody over an inch. So that's 24 hours. That's since the rain started yesterday afternoon to right now. So yeah, it missed the mark on what we were looking at for heavy rainfall. So therefore, there were no flooding products really put out yesterday for anybody that I can think of. And as far as damage, there were some power outages and some trees down in a couple of places, but I didn't hear of any extensive damage with any of the gusty wind. The winds didn't turn out to be all that bad again. And it was what I just said. It was all because the energy was spent somewhere else and it was not left here. So, and you know, Boot Hill, Missouri, that one town, Glen Allen, Missouri, little bitty town. Um, think of someplace like maybe like a Munfordville or even like a Columbia, maybe even smaller than that, I think. Uh, but 5 people died from a tornado. They think EF2, maybe an EF3 hit there. That's right in the Missouri Boot Hill. That was the big tornado that struck yesterday, and there may have been a couple elsewhere too, but it's just unfortunate. So anyway, this crazy weather looks to settle down for a few days and then maybe make a return late next week. just kind of looking ahead. I don't have anything solid on that, but let's get to the current model maps here. And you can see that we've got these leftover showers here today. Um, and the jet stream, the dive here still to the north, and we're still with that very Pacific flow, and then Gulf of Mexico moisture feeding into that is the reason why we have the showers that we have this morning. But those will be dissipating as we go through the day and into late afternoon, just scattered light showers. After that, we finally get a breather for the weekend, and look at the warm air. I mean, we got a temporary um, cool down for today and kind of tomorrow too. We will hit close to 60 tomorrow, as you saw in the blender. Low 60s Saturday. Then we climb back into the 70s. So whatever cool air is going to be out there for the next day or so is not going to last. The ridge begins to build over the plains and the Rockies and then over the central U.S., taking away most shower activity. There is that one little bit of showers that you see here that tries to show up. This is Sunday at around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's just from a weak little disturbance that's going to pass through in the upper flow. There may be a couple of showers that pop up because of that, but otherwise, it's going to stay pretty quiet. Here we go into next week. High pressure dominating. Not seeing that much in the way of any kind of real shower activity. Even as we get into this would be Friday, well, Thursday night, next Thursday night. So a week from today, there could be some showers that try to get going south of us. But that's a very strong high pressure that's going to influence pretty much this entire southeastern United States. But with the backflow on it, you may get some showers that try to work their way in close to our area. The next big storm out west is going to be this one, which will come in for maybe next weekend. But overall, I'm looking at a pretty quiet week ahead. Yeah, how about that? I mean, first of all, we get tomorrow, which is a Friday, with no storms, no rain, no wind or high winds. Saturday, no high winds. I mean, there may be a breeze, but there's not going to be like the 40 and 50 and 60 mile per hour winds that we've been, you know, privy to here. I say privy, we're not privileged to get those at all. It was like, get out of here. Gosh, we've had enough already. March was just a very windy month and a stormy one too. So maybe we're going to go, knock on wood, a little quiet period here for next week. Okay, here's a look at the maps. Cold front taking its time to move through, but eventually all these showers will get out of here later today, but staying cloudy. I think we're going to stay just cloudy and cool today. Not much in the way of, I don't think we'll see any sun at all, from what I can tell. Tomorrow, yes, I think we will. And you notice here, some of these showers linger in southeastern Kentucky even into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. But we're just going to stay cloudy, mainly cloudy here in Bowling Green. There could be some light rain over the Cumberland Plateau and southeastern Kentucky. Down in the middle Tennessee, there is a disturbance. There you see it. Little straw there. Not a big deal. Nothing in the way of thunderstorms or gusty winds. And finally, we start to really clear out as we get into late Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. High pressure, big ridge building over the east, as I showed you. And then the next storm system coming in off the coast of California. That'll be the next specific storm that will work its way eastward, maybe for next weekend. But right now, it doesn't appear that it's going to be that big of a deal. One more thing, speaking of Friday, if you haven't heard, I will be in Scottsville tomorrow from noon to 2 at the Scottsville Ace Hardware Store. It's right there on 31E, 231 South, or as the locals call it, New Gallatin Road. Um, and it's once you come off of 231 Scottsville Road there at 31E, you turn right, go down past the schools. Then you run into Highway 100. There's a Minute Mart that sits there, and right down from the Minute Mart, you can't miss it. It's on the main highway, just a little off the main highway, is the Ace Hardware Store in Scottsville. So I'll be there from noon to 2 tomorrow with a stock of weather radios. I'm not sure how many we have, but I think it's a limited stock. So if you really need one and you got about $40, we can get you fixed up, first come, first served, and I will program it for free. And Ace Hardware is going to throw in the batteries that it takes to program those. And so I'll sit there while you wait a couple of minutes. It's all it takes to program these weather radios. So if you don't have one, you need one. And so I don't know how many we have at that store, but we'll sell them until we run out. So Friday, tomorrow, noon to 2, come see me, Scottsville, Ace Hardware, and we'll get you taken care of. In the meantime, I'm headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7, and to start the morning show from 6 to 10. And I hope you'll join me. We'll have a lot of fun. We always do. In the meantime, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the radio.